The message that Spirit's guiding through me first today is about darkness and light. It's about the concept of the ego. It's about our own minds. And it's about a shift that we're being asked to make now regarding those things. So first, about darkness and light. Spirit is showing me this image of one of those lava lamps, or not even lamp, but those lava things that have water in them, and you can move them back and forth, and the oil and the water, whatever's inside them, flows back and forth and does not integrate, does not become the same substance, but it kind of flows back and forth, and there's more of one over here and less of the other element here, and there's this constant flow. And that's what we've been doing as humans on this planet with the darkness and the light. Over the course of the entire life of the planet, we have been playing with these concepts and pushing with these energies back and forth with this illusion of the darkness being bigger, the light being bigger, and we're certainly doing that now. It's just another way to look at the idea, the human idea of polarity or of duality. And now we're being asked to let that settle out, to let that balance, to stop pushing with that. It's as if Spirit has said, let's put down that toy that has those liquids in it and just let it settle. Set it down and let it settle. Let the liquids level out. That darkness and light, those energies, they are one in that they will settle together into one balanced energy. But when you stir it up, when you shake it up, when you play with it, it's going to separate into that oil and water, into those oil and water entities, and push against each other, okay? So I'm being shown that because right now there is such a desire within our human selves and in the world and being reflected to us to push and to continue playing with and stirring up those energies of darkness and light. And among us who kind of identify as light workers or as spirit workers, there's a desire, a very beautiful, nothing wrong with it kind of desire, to push out the dark, to have the light be the only thing. And the light will come in naturally, just like in this video, in this reading, the light just came in naturally and flooded in, and it will. And as will the darkness, the shadows will as well. And it's our purpose now, our job now, our calling now, especially as light workers, to release the resistance within, to release the sense of I have to push and pull and make this happen and try to force this to happen and try to push out the things I don't want. Because right now more than ever, and I can tell you firsthand that this is true from my own personal human experience, and you, I'm sure, will be able to confirm this in your own body. When we push against those things that we don't want or that we're afraid of, now more than ever, they will manifest quickly as resistance within our body and our minds. So now when you are focusing on, I don't want that, or I am tired of this, or this is what I don't want to feel, this is what I want to avoid, it's going to take the form of pain and difficulty in your human experience. Because now is the time when it's like playtime is over with those energies. The playtime where we could really push, pull, and just mess with those elements of dark and light is over, and we're being asked now to release all that, to let it all come into balance, to let it all be divine, so that we can be taken to the next level of understanding and of experiencing what that integration, that balance, that wholeness is really all about. I keep being shown the yin and the yang symbols, which is, or the symbols within it, with the darkness and the light integrated, but still separate, but balanced. Okay, and that's what we're coming into. We're coming into a balance of those energies within ourselves and within the world. And that does not include resistance. You know, in the yin and the yang, you see them just peacefully coexisting and balancing each other out and requiring each other to be whole. That's what we've been doing with the divine and within our own human selves. We've been coming into this balance of ego and divine, dark and light. And it's now allowing those two to exist in harmony. The other aspect of what I'm being shown is that the ego, the mind, has never really been bad. I guess we think about it as bad, or we think about it as something to be conquered, or something to be tamed, or something to be gotten rid of. And really, all the ego has ever wanted, if you look at it, is to be God. Our egos, our minds, ourselves, if we're honest, we just want to be God. We want to be in charge. We want to be in control. And even as children, we really struggle and have a hard time with that idea, that concept that we're not, that we're not in control, that we're not calling the shots, that we're not deciding what happens when and how. But then we have this simultaneous fear, if we really are in control of something, that there's this pressure that we're not going to do it right. So it's this real push-pull with the idea of wanting to be God. And now what's happening within our core human selves, within each of us, is we're having to come to terms with the fact, with the reality that we are not God, that our egos are not God. The planet, humans as a whole, have been going through this struggle with God for the entire history of the planet. We have been going through this power struggle, this sort of adolescent, or I don't know if it's like a toddler or an adolescent or a grown person trying to be their own human. I don't know what aspect of growth it is. It's probably all of them. But we have gone through this struggle with the divine, with God, with the power greater than ourselves, however you want to identify with it, of realizing or refusing to accept again and again that we're not that we are that, in that it's coming through us and we're being, guided by it, and that it loves us, but that we are not it. We are not the wholeness of it. We are part of it, and allowing that integration. So when you experience that resistance of your own ego, whether it's in the form of pain or just unhappiness, anything that you might feel as resistance, you can now look at it, and we're being asked to look at it as, this is me, or my mind, or my ego, wanting to be God, wanting to be in control, and being really mad that it's not, and railing against the fact that it's not. And just like you would with a child, going to that part of you, that ego, and saying, you're right, you can't control everything. You are not God in that sense. Yes, you are part of God. Yes, you are created by God. Yes, you have that God essence in you. Yes, you're part of the beautiful whole that is God. But you cannot single-handedly control the things that happen in your life. You cannot control the things that happen in your body. You cannot even control yourself, your own mind. But that is something to find flow with, something to accept, and something to find peace with. Because the sooner, just like you can show a child, the sooner that you can accept that, that I can't control everything. I'm not actually God. I'm not actually going to be able to call the shots here. I'm not actually going to be able to fix this. I'm not actually going to be able to create a scenario where everything is perfect all the time. I can't do that. But I do have access to all of this wonderful power from the divine, all of these wonderful gifts from the divine. I can align with receiving so much abundance and receiving everything good from the divine because I'm part of it. And if I will sort of cooperate in my ego, instead of being this child that's having a very difficult time, this kind of problem child, this sort of bratty child that our brains can become, that our egos can become, this difficult energy that says, I want it my way, and I'm not going to be happy until everything's my way, until we can come into peace with that. and say, oh, you know what? The divine loves me and is bringing me good things all the time. Sometimes it's not going to feel good to me. Sometimes it's not going to be what I want. But I'm willing now to allow that it all is for my good, that it all is supporting me, and that it all loves me. And to be able to allow and embrace that in a way that can be graceful, gracious, open, and allowing, and maybe not 100% of the time, but a lot of the time, will bring you more flow, ease, and ability to actually work with the divine in a much more powerful way. So ironically, when we give up the power that the ego is seeking and the desire to be God, that's when we can actually kind of be one with God and enjoy all of the benefits of that. Okay? So in giving up its desire to be God, the ego will get to experience being God, but just not in the way it thought it wanted. So, oh, okay. I thank you, because I got the opportunity to hear that with you, to experience that with you, and I needed that too. So what we are clinging to is now time to let go of that. What we've been clinging to, the ego's been clinging to something. The ego's been clinging to, no, if I can just try a little harder, if I can just manifest a little harder, if I can just get this spiritual stuff down, I can control my life. That's all the ego wants to do. I can be God. No, not within yourself. Not within yourself. And that's our fear. Yeah. Our real fear, even the most spiritual, the spiritual people, is that we actually do have to let go of the control. Because many of us, I mean, even the most enlightened of us, do seek that control, do seek that which we cannot hold, that which we cannot call the shots on. Our egos just are going to, just like that child we described. Okay? But the key is that every piece of resistance you come to in your mind or your body about all of this that the ego throws in your way is a door. And behind that door is a lot of amazing stuff. And the key to that door is always going to be allowing yourself to be lifted up by Spirit, saying, Spirit, God, angels, guides, higher self, you're the one. I know you're the one who's doing this. Please come in and show me the way. I don't know. Please show me. And I am telling you, I understand having to do this firsthand, having to say, all right, all my ways, all my ideas, everything my mind wanted to finagle and do is not working. Please come in and help me, because my mind always leads me back here to this Nine of Swords worry chamber, and I can't get out of there. But you see the owl, always there, always watching, always holding the key to that self-made prison. Okay? It's okay, and it's necessary to look at that part of ourselves that really wanted to be in control and go, I'm sorry, just doesn't work that way. It's heartbreaking. There's a lot about what you want and what you wanted, that the way you wanted things, the way you wish life was, the way you wish you were, that is just not going to be. That's those 3 spilled cups. And then with this 5 of cups, there's also the 2 that are still standing, that it's time to turn around and focus on. That is you in the divine. That is you in that flow. That is everything that's still waiting to be discovered beyond what the mind has had you blindfolded, thinking that this is your limits, this is your limits. Beyond that, there's so much waiting to be discovered. It does take accepting that you're not gonna, this is what this lower energy of the mind, the ego, however you want to look at this, devil energy, does not want you to know. That the key to your freedom is in that surrender, is in that letting Spirit lift you up out of it. The only way out of that is letting Spirit lift you up. And in doing that, you do we do, I do, everyone does have to give up the control. Give up the illusion of the control. Give up the illusion that we can be God and not need God, and not need the support, and not need the help. No, we're always going to need it. We're always going to be in flow and in concert with that higher power. So now the key is working with that. The Queen of Wands knows how to work with that fiery divine power. She is not the fire, but she knows how to work with the fire. She knows how to flow with it. She knows its power. Drawing everything that's right for you in with that. Knowing how to work with the power, not try to be the power. Ooh, that's the revelation. Oh, we're supposed to be learning how to work with the power, not trying to be the power. I get it. Okay. That's what it's all about, all right? So, yeah. Thank you for experiencing this message with me. I hope you'll let me know how it resonates. I will be recording the zodiac messages for every sign very soon. And we will connect again.